Oh my god, you guys, this is crazy. I've been talking this entire time, ever since I turned the game on. I didn't realize I didn't unmute my mic. So I'm going to explain everything all over again, very quickly. So the first thing I said, I was like, Digitsbby, and I was like, hi everybody, welcome to Night in the Woods. We're going to play Night in the Woods. It looks like I'm playing Night in the Woods, but I'm actually not. I'm playing the sub-game Demontower. I got to beat that game, because I don't want to put it off. I don't want to procrastinate. Welcome, Burrito Therapy, and welcome, Vlad. So we're here. I'm loading up Demontower tonight. I'm not going to get upset at the game. Got very upset at the game last time. I was like so mad, crazy, can't believe it. But this time I'm going to be super zen, maintain my composure. The game's going to be hard, but we're going to get through, play the hardest level of the game. I was double checking the guide to make sure where to go. We need to go to the middle right first, then go to the top middle. And we're gonna beat Demontower so we can get on with the rest of the journal achievement, Night in the Woods. Hope everyone's having a great time. Okay, there we go. Now we're caught up. Forgetting to unmute the mic at the start of stream. I've done that before too. You know it's a Monday in the first stream of the week when something like that happens. There's those ghosts floating in from the other room. Could probably... Oh man, I really don't need those frames lost in me like that. Probably just grab this key without provoking anyone. Well, I did provoke the dude, but... Alright, so... The crazy thing about this level is the boss. Let me see if this game facts guide has any recommendations. By the way, it's interesting to look at this. I like grew up looking at game facts guides, and it's interesting to see how much better formatted game facts guides can look nowadays. This one has like centered text that doesn't take up the entire page, and it's in a nicer font with some bold font and screenshots. Like growing up in like the 2000s and even like the 2010s, game facts guides were just like pure walls of text. That's what I remember them being. Anyway, so let's see, we're fighting the the first sentence of this part of the guide. This fight is perhaps the most difficult in the game for a couple of reasons. I agree. And the level itself is also probably the most difficult in the game. I agree with that too. Oh, they call these enemies knife guards. To me, they're just ninjas. That's what I've been calling them. The pots do have health, this is true. Immediately dashing to the top middle. I always go to the right side, but... Couple little square stones and the knives won't go through those. Alright, I guess I can try the top middle. I feel like I don't usually go to that part of the room in this. I've usually been going to the right side and trying to hope that the boss lands on lava, because I saw somebody do that on YouTube. Procrastinating with Orc, yeah, I know the feeling too. It's... I guess I've been doing alright with work, getting stuff done at work, like my coworkers wouldn't notice, but the burnout is pretty severe in these last couple weeks of the job, and I've just been kind of frustrated because I've been trying to work on some self-motivated study for working toward my career shift that I want to make Oh my gosh, these ninjas. These ninjas! Are you kidding me? The career shift I want to make back in the US, but I just haven't had time to keep up with those studies lately. It's just everything else that's going on. I might not... Oh, geez. Might not be able to keep up with that until I'm back in the US, honestly. These fire dudes are kind of a problem. They can burn themselves away, though. What kind of career? Oh my gosh, there are a lot of these. Hold on, I'm gonna focus on getting all these guys out of the way before I answer a question. Alright, so I want to shift into web design or web development for future career plans. My parents are so shocked at that because despite my dad's wishes for me to go into computer science, that's not what I was interested in at all when I was a student. But in university I studied English, like a mix of creative writing and literature, with a minor in Japanese. But ultimately I decided that the web dev stuff was a good thing to look into going forward because, I'm not interested in it for the money like a lot of people are interested in. For me, the thing is, one, it's a particular job skill that can be self-taught wherever you're at, which is convenient for me being in Japan and occasionally having time at a computer at work. And two, it's a job that has a lot of flexibility in terms of like location and where you can find work with that. And that includes the possibility of returning to Japan for work if I would like to do that, because in Japan, if you don't have a particular job skill, then there's not really much besides teaching that a foreigner can get into, and teaching is not always the most gainful thing to do in Japan. Once my current job program is over, ESL teaching isn't something I really want to do for a career. I'll consider doing volunteer ESL teaching when I'm back in the US as a thing to do, but doing the whole... I don't know about... This doesn't seem safe at all to me. There are dudes out here. Oh, you know what? Maybe this will work. Oh, whoops! Gotta make sure I do that right. Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus! I took a hit there. I can see how this could be effective. Problem is, this guy can run into you like he does. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I've activated more ninjas. This is kind of not... Oh, gosh, I died in the lava. Alright, well... Alright, I mean, I can see how hiding behind the stones there is actually a really good strategy. I think you are right that computer science and web development aren't necessarily related. I mean, in terms of like a computer science degree, like, it covers such a wide variety of subjects. In fact, one thing I've kind of heard is comments on like internet forums that I've looked at of people saying that there is an unfortunate issue of some computer science graduates, like people with a computer science degree, not necessarily being great at like practical programming for like software engineering kind of stuff, because a computer science degree can be so theoretical as opposed to focus on more like practical work in like designing and developing things. And there are a lot of people in like web development in particular who are self-taught, who have degrees in completely unrelated subjects, like in my case, or there are people who don't have degrees at all who manage to get into it through a lot of work. I mean, there's a lot more opportunity for people who have finished a 4-year degree. Largely because of just, you know, I think that has less to do with what actual, like, tech teams want as, like, HR and the way they work. There are a lot of companies that just don't even want to hire people without degrees, period, regardless of how skilled they might be in the actual line of work. It can be unfortunate. I mean, but self-teaching can get you places, I think, as long as the effort is put in. I mean, my dad does have a degree, but he didn't go to college until later down the line, and he kind of worked his way into where he is with, like, my dad does, like, IT stuff. Which is also a shift, because he went to college later, but he also studied accounting rather than IT stuff. So there are a lot of ninjas out here. That's kind of a problem. Not really a fan of this layout. Also, I'm gonna scroll up. I think I missed some stuff in chat. "38 degrees Celsius, that's insane." It's been pretty hot in Japan, like in the 30s, but today was a bit more mild because it seems like the weather in Japan is kind of, oh my gosh, freeze. Weather in Japan has kind of been, like, trolling us. Like, we had, like, a non-existent rainy season before, like, a crazy heat wave, like the worst one Japan has ever had in, like, late June, early July. But it seems like we might be moving into, like, an actual rainy season, and it's like, what? Today it only rained, like, a tiny bit. It seemed like it was going to rain, and then it didn't, which is good because Grace and I had to attend an event in another city that involved walking outside for a bit to get to and from the location. Oh my gosh, there's way too much fire. Are you kidding me, dude? That's too much fire, dude. Let's not, like, just leave, man. These guys are following me over here. Oh, what hit me? What just hit me just now? This is the crazy thing about having enemies that carry over between screens, is that you can't even see what you're walking into. There could be a dude, like, literally right here that can hit you, and oh, there are ninjas in here too. Great. Oh my gosh, that thing was moving fast. Really? I think I'll just ignore that knight right there. There's a lot of dudes here. Whoops. 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 Got comboed. Man, the lack of invincibility frames in this game is just insane. Alright, so let's try to repeat what I did. Oh my god, there are too many hazards though. Oh, game froze. Okay, this is just a bad design. Like, the problem is this game is, the level here, this room is randomly generated. And sometimes there can just be way too many ninjas in one spot. Like, it's just sensory overload. Like, I can't even tell where I should be going because every time I try to move, something bumps into me. Like, I don't know, for somebody watching it might not look that bad, but for me it's like there are just too many things that my eyes are seeing. Like, I can't even react fast enough to dodge all the crap that's happening. That's why I just, like, dash away, trying to get to a safe spot. As I made it very clear during my last stream with all my yelling, I do not think the later levels of this game are well designed at all. It's not very considerate to the player to just have stuff like this, man. Like, what's going on here? Like, there's so much going on, the enemies can't even handle it. Oops, missed. I'm just gonna take care of that ninja before I even go anywhere. Yeah, I'm not sure if the ninjas hurt each other with their knives, but ninjas can be hurt by fire, and they can also float over the lava and get hurt that way, which is why I was originally trying to do the strategy with being on the lava on the right side, because the boss can be hit by that, but it seems rare. It seems like you can only really get the boss to hurt itself on the lava if it becomes like locked into a very specific cycle of movement, which is not, it's like much easier said than done. You can see my previous couple attempts, I was trying to move around in that lava and hoping that the boss would step on it, but it just wasn't. Instead, it just moves around like 10 movements in a row, which is just dangerous because that means it has a high chance of bumping into me instead of stopping on the lava. So honestly, I think the strategy I had going on in my first attempt tonight was the best. Where I'm on that, where I'm by those rocks and I can take cover and then run and get a hit. I had the right idea with that first try with the rock strategy. It's just that I got a little bit reckless and wasn't timing my my moves right. I would accidentally get hit by a knife, and then when I tried to go get health, it just kind of got too crazy. How am I going to... These spikes and everything here is just so concerning. These guys don't want to move because of the spikes. Which is... you guys, you need to move. Dude, the fire. Come on, man. That was just a really claustrophobic design for that top part of the level. How many attempts is this going to take? I'm going to remain calm tonight, but at the same time, this just really isn't fun. It's just super repetitive and crazy. Randomly generating level designs does not serve this part of the game well at all. I'm not going to move to the right of that chest so I can ignore the ninja. Alright. Oh my gosh, speaking of ninjas. Oh, haha! Look at that. Fool. Oh my god, there are a lot of ninjas down here though. Oh jeez. Oh, haha! Phone did it again. Hey ninja, come down here. Come down here, dude. Come down here. This is a place to hang, dude. You're supposed to go on the spikes. You're supposed to follow your friends. Gosh, with the ninjas. Oh my god. The excessive teleporting too. What? Ugh, I hit a spike. Just gonna reiterate that the rest of this game is very easy in terms of what I'm replaying it for. The reason why I'm replaying Night in the Woods for like the 5th time on this channel is to go for the journal achievement, which for the most part just involves being in the right places at the right parts of the game. There's nothing like difficult about going for the achievement I'm going for, except for Demontower, which is like... I've seen people on like Reddit and on the Steam forums complaining that this game, Demontower, is the reason why they were demotivated to go for 100% completion of Night in the Woods. Dude, there's too much going on right now. There needs to be a limit put into place of how many projectiles can be on the screen at once. But that's not how old school games work, I guess. It's all about 20 hazards being on the screen at once. I've had a hard time even making it to the boss lately. And the game freezing isn't gonna help. Man, I keep trying to get a hit and then I bump into it instead. Alright. What the? This is great. This is just not... You can't, dude. Oh. It got killed by the lava, man. It got killed by the lava! Haha! Alright. There it is, everybody. Of course we're not done. We still have to make it out of this room. Wait, where's the exit to this room? Oh, it's right here. Oh my god, can you imagine? If I went to the other side of the room and, like, mini ninjas killed me? That would be crazy. Alright, I think we're past the peak of the game's difficulty, honestly. Let me check, where's the key gonna be in this level? We're also gonna need to look up the, I'll have to grab my... Where's my phone? I think my phone's on the other side of the room. I'm gonna have to grab it sometime soon. Because I need to look back on those, the hints that we got throughout the game. The password for the good ending. Alright, where are we gonna find the key? Top left, and then the boss will be top right. Oh, that's right, this last level is like literally just ghosts, like no other enemies. This last level is super chill, dude. I mean, they're practically playing victory music right now. I mean, there's a lot of ghosts. But they're not going to hurt me too badly, so... Oh, that's not one of the normal ghosts. Oh, I only have 2 HP now, though, so I do have to be careful. Alright, and the door will be on the top right. Oh, well these dudes are still here. The door guards. Alright, hello friends. Whoops, I accidentally provoked both of them. It was a little bit risky. Alright, who's the boss of this level? Oh, wait a minute. There is no boss, haha! No boss on level 9. Super chill, can you believe it? Alright, so let me, I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. I need to go grab my phone, because I need it for the, to make sure we get the good ending in this playthrough, because, like I said with having to reset before, if we can't get the good ending of Demontower, then no point in doing this really, because we need the good ending specifically for one of the journal entries we need, so I'll be right back. So hello Grace, welcome. This is pure Zen. We already beat the hardest level of the game, Grace, so everything is going well. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to scare or concern you. Pure comfy stream. Night in the woods. So yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah, look guys, it's official underscore Jace in the chat. Alright. So, where do we find this secret? I think it's in a door on like the left side of the room somewhere. Yeah, right here. You also notice we only have 1 HP left, which is pretty crazy. So, let's see. We have 4 chests here. We're gonna count these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 1, 8, 7. 6, 1, 8, 7. 6, 1, 8, 7. And we got a secret key. Half asleep, that's relatable. I'm feeling a little bit more energy today, though. I don't know why. I guess it's because, I mean, I was only at work for like half the day. And then I got to go to a little ceremony thing. And talk to Grace. And share Pokemon snacks with her. So today was a pretty good Monday, I guess. So I was feeling the energy. I thought I'd be tired after work, but then I wasn't tired. So I was like, I'm going to go run then. So I'm not feeling so tired. Alright, so this is a secret part of the level for the good ending. We're gonna help our cat friend. This cat right here is bleeding. That's unfortunate. So we're gonna help seal its wound. I think that's all we need to do for the good ending, right? Now we just go fight the boss. The boss. I guess the good ending is covered in a different part of the thing. Go fight the boss as you normally would, okay. I mean, looking at all these, like, blades in its body, it looks like this cat tried to fight the boss at level 8. I mean, did you see how many knives were on the freaking ground during that boss fight? Just all those blades that got thrown all over the place by that ninja? It's unreasonable, dude. Alright, so this one, I think, doesn't it, like, mimic my movement or something like that? Oh, gosh, the game. Whoops, got in its range. Now I'm trying to remember, do I have to do this good ending thing every time I attempt this? I think maybe I do. Oh wait, no, there's no river of blood flowing through the level, right? Oh, yes there is. That is the river of blood, so we have to do this every single time, I believe. Right? It has that big-ass swing because it is the final boss of the game. Alright, 6187, right? This is kind of silly. You had to do this all over again every time. Why would they make you repeat this? Seems kind of unnecessary. So I've been pinned into a corner there, jeez. There it is. Demontower, everybody. Alright. You gotta be kidding me! They put a last booby trap in there? Are you serious? Oh my... What a troll move to have the vampire's blood be deadly. A last fuck you from Demontower. Alright. Now we have to do the final boss. Again. You know, I think that might have actually happened to me my first time beating Demontower as well. I haven't learned. I was trying to block out the memory of playing this silly game. 6187. I'm just rolling my eyes right now. I can't believe, after all that work, this game is just mean. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember this if Demontower is actually made by the same like core team as Night in the Woods. I think it might have been a game made by other people from the publisher Finji, the people who published this game, and Demontower is their work, and it wasn't actually made by Scott, Alec, and Bethany themselves. It might be, though. I could be wrong on that. And now I know, as soon as this dude's dead, just go through that door, dude. Don't even, like, approach its body. Does that mean if you kill it right in front of the door, you're kind of screwed? The game froze. The frames. That needs to stop happening. It's gonna lead to my death. Get away from the blood, get away from the blood, get away from the blood, get away from the blood. Not having it with that blood, dude. Alright, Demontower is finished, ladies and gentlemen. What is the good ending like? I'm trying to remember. We helped out the god. Dramatic music. Please tell me that was the good ending, right? I mean... Alright, we actually have to load the game, like start it, before we can pause and exit. We are surrendering to the horror. We are done. Demontower is over. If we check our journal, commend me, you demons. I'm so tired. I'm relatable. I am so tired of freaking Demontower. I believe that's it. The bad ending, I guess it's not really a bad ending so much as an ending and a true ending. The bad ending, I think it's just the text is a little bit different. I can't remember exactly what it's like, though. I mean, I've never beaten Demontower without getting the good ending, so... I think it just says something slightly different. Alright, let me load up my journal achievement guide now, because if I look at this, then I can know for sure that I have exactly what I need from beating Demontower. Those are the exact 2 pages I needed, so yeah. Alright now, so, alright now, jeez, I'm getting my words tied. Alright now, we can move on. I'll do maybe a day or two in the game. I believe I already talked to Mom on this day of the playthrough, but I can go and make sure real quick. Hello, Funkiest Monkey. Welcome. I remember you now. I'm not mistaking you for somebody else. Alright, we already talked to Mom. Hey, BB. I do not believe I've talked to Selmers yet on this day, though, so let me do that. Ugh, man, I'm trying to minimize the window without it cutting the music out like that. Let's see. We need to, looks like on this day we just need to talk to, Mom and Selmers, and then everything else is story related, so. I do like the Mom a lot in this game. I like this game in general. It's the most realistic game, I think, in terms of dialogue that I've played. I mean, there are other games with great performances, like say, like The Last of Us is another one of my favorite story games, as is, I guess, let's see, Mother 3, Final Fantasy X. The Metal Gear Solid games have great stories. They're kind of ridiculous and complicated, but they're great and have their emotional moments as well. But just the dialogue. I mean, even something I was telling Grace a story about something that literally happened to me like in real life last weekend, and Grace is like, "This is the most Night in the Woods conversation that I've ever heard of," and I was like, "You know, you're right." All right, so for people who haven't been watching me play for this playthrough, I'm just skipping through most of the text, though I will read Selmers' poems as she reads them to me. All right, she doesn't recite poems until part 2. So I am just racing through the game because the entire focus is just to complete the journal without focusing too much on the story. And then that's all we need to do today, minus the story. So we're gonna go find Greg, I guess. Though for people who haven't played this game themselves, what you're seeing me do now is not the ideal way to play this game. If you're really experiencing this game for the first time or even second time, because there are things you need to do twice in this game to view the full story, it really is worth just like walking all around the town and talking to everyone to get a sense of just like how alive the neighborhood is in this game, like the effort put into writing all of these characters. I listened to an interview with Scott Benson once, the guy who, like, one of the co-directors and the lead writer of this game. I think he talked about just how much text there is in this game. It's like tens of thousands of words, like comparable to like a very lengthy like JRPG or Western RPG, but within a game that's basically like 8 hours of actual like gameplay in one playthrough. The train track friend, Lori, yeah, I like her a lot too. Potty, potty, potty. God, what a great week it's been. You're home. Hello, James, welcome. Oh, we do not advance the plot by talking to Greg. Maybe it's by talking to B. It is by talking to B, right? Because she's the one who gives us a ride to the party. I like this thing that there's this conversation here with May trolling this military recruiter, which is pretty great. I should mention that I've actually done a playthrough of this game on the channel in Japanese as well. This game has a Japanese localization, which is the only other language this game has been, translated into. And actually the very first time I played Night in the Woods was in Japanese, funny enough, because I bought the game on the Japanese eShop on Nintendo Switch without realizing that the game would be stuck in Japanese if you buy that digital version of the game, and you can't switch the language on the eShop version, so I was just stuck playing the game in Japanese in my first playthrough. But as somebody who can read and understand the nuances of both languages, they did a really, really good job localizing this game into Japanese and getting like the personalities of the characters and just the nature of the story, like the emotions of it across. They did really excellent at just capturing certain phrases, like Greg rules okay becomes Guregu Saiko, and there are other little things, like the part where Mei says F the cops to her dad in the very beginning of the game. Because there's just not as much concern about profanity in Japanese, Mei literally just says fuck the police, like written in katakana. In the Japanese version of the game, she just tells her dad, "Fuku za parisu da yo," which made me laugh when I first played the game. Alright, Greg rules okay, and Beatrice Santello. That is some very neat cursive. Alright, and then from here, we just go back home and get ready. Greg rules okay with a second G at the end. Guregu Saiko. This will get us another story-based journal achievement by talking to Aunt Mall Cop. This is really threatening, coming from our aunt, who's a police officer. ACAB, ACAB, ACAB. They included just the ACAB written like it is in the Japanese translation, which is kind of funny because I doubt most Japanese players would understand what that acronym stands for. Oh, wait a minute, guys. We're, normally I wouldn't be very focused on the story of this game, but people watching should know that we're about to make the most important decision we can make in the whole game. Do we want tacos? I need everybody in the chat who's able to type an answer real quick. To answer this question, do we eat tacos or do we not eat tacos before going to this party? What do the viewers think? I'll leave it to you. It's a very important decision. No. I imagine that I imagine that Burrito Therapy has played this game before and has a reason for saying no, but everybody else seems very enthused about these tacos. Grace, if you're watching, I'd like to see your answer as well. Burrito feels threatened by tacos. Alright, it seems like the consensus, the majority opinion, is that we should eat tacos. So we want tacos every day, all day. And we're going to eat tacos before going to the party. Oh geez, I thought we were about to have a yes or no to sour cream on the taco, and I was like, oh man, another important decision. They're not called taco therapy. That's why Burrito Therapy is threatened. So somebody's going to make an alt account called Taco Therapy and jump into chat being like, hey, this is my threatening presence. This is another little interesting segment to the game of like getting into May's head, where just looking in the mirror, and you have basically nothing but bad things to say, or, well, she has nothing but bad things to say about her body and her personality. We're seeing some earlier stuff here. When it gets to a later point in the game, I'll probably warn people who haven't played Night in the Woods themselves, who seem like they might be interested in this game, that they should probably avoid spoilers in the later sections of the game, because this game is... It's the realest video game out there, with both very wholesome and very dark subject matter, and that's why I love the game as much as I do, and have played it on the channel as much as I have. Nightmare Eyes. I remember the very first time I was playing this game in Japanese, I took a picture of something in the game and sent it to Grace, or posted it to her group chat, and Grace's immediate first impression was just like laughing at May's eyes. She was like, OMG, those eyes, and just like sent some like eyes emotes in response. Alright, so we are here at the party. Let me check the achievement guide real quick. Looks like... Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, we're good. I was just wondering if there was an achievement we get immediately here at this party, but it looks like everything is completely unmissable, that we will get some achievements, or not achievements, some journal pictures from this party, but they all happen automatically no matter what we do here. So we can just go ahead and talk through everything. Man, I really want to hear Go Get Dead Angel Face. I want to read the lyrics to that song. That can be in the the prequel that I would really like to see from this game, which I've talked about. I won't describe my idea in full because it involves spoilers, but while some people have called for a sequel to this game, I'd really like to see a prequel where we get to see high school era May and some of her backstory with her high school friends and some of the high school memories she describes at certain points in this game. I think it'd be a great game to see a Night in the Woods prequel. Alright, May needs more Namabiru. Go get a drink and be cool. Alright, more drinks it is. I still taste tacos. Alright, the tacos that we ate have appeared in the dialogue of this party. And B does not approve of any of our conduct. I'll take a seat as B suggested. Things seem kind of stable right now. We're not. The game isn't. May's field of vision isn't wobbling. Oh, but she's slurring her words. I got nightmare eyes. F college. Writing, all those rich kids all writing sex and having papers with each other. tacos. Ew. The art in this scene of May's gigantic nightmare eyes. Oh, that's right, we have our first dream sequence here. There's nothing to miss here in the dreams in terms of journal stuff, though, so these are pretty chill. Just had to play them as intended. Smash burrs. Can I wave dash? I don't believe I can wave dash, nor can I shield cancel or ledge grab, or what else do people do in Smash Bros? Alright, and if I recall, yeah, that was the end of chapter, or part 1. Chapter. This isn't Wonder Song or Paper Mario. Alright, and we have these 2 journal entries right here. Let me just check over a checklist here. Become a ghost, right? Yeah. And everything feels bad. Never drink again or go in public. Should we maybe get these entries at home before I end the stream? There are a couple things I need to make sure I don't miss. So I think I will go get these little pictures. One of them is interacting with the bookshelf at home again. Oh, it's the code for tooth percent. Come back to life, Granddad. G-Dad, rip. And then there's also an F the Cops journal picture for talking to Mom today. And we get that journal piece too. Alright, and then from there, the next thing we get in the journal is a Selmer's poem, but I'm not going to do that during tonight's stream because it's getting kind of late. How about we end off with a song? Do people watching have any requests? So far we have Space Dragon, Die Anywhere Else, or Go Get Dead, Angel Face. Any requests from the viewers? Unfortunately, Wonderwall is not an option. We have one of these three songs. Go Get Dead, alright, we can try that one. Whoa, no. No. No way I'm gonna play that one. Too embarrassing. Yeah, just kidding, I'm sorry, but we cannot choose Go Get Dead, Angel Face. That is literally just there's a joke. That song never becomes an option. So we have Space Dragon, or Die Anywhere Else. I'm trying to remember what was Go Get Dead Angel Face called in Japanese. Did I write it down somewhere maybe? It was something like Drop Dead Darling or something like that. Something like the Misfits song Die Die My Darling. It was the title. Oh no, wait, I think it wasn't Darling, it was Sweetheart, I think was the word that was used. It was something like Drop Dead Sweetheart, something like that. That's what they translated it to. Die Anywhere Else? Alright, we'll go with that one then. I'll play with my controller this time, because I'm not worried about my score for the journal. Whoops. Alright, and that is Die Anywhere Else. Not bad considering I don't know how to play the song. Alright, she did make the comment that it was pretty much perfect, which means I made mistakes. Terrible. Can you believe it? Alright, and I will step outside so that we can save from there. Alright, well, BRB, I mean, we're actually about to end breeder therapy, but, well, if you're going to be, like, right back, you'll probably still be here as, saying our farewells. So we'll save and quit the title, and then next thing we'll be doing in the game when we resume is, getting, our first Selmer's poem of the game, which I feel like I might as well read the Selmer's poems to share those for people who haven't heard them, because they're pretty amazing. Can't I get this to minimize so that the music is still playing when I do this? Can I not make that work? Apparently not. Alright, well, I'm just gonna look for somebody to raid real quick as the game audio cuts out. Actually, first of all, let me see if anybody else is playing Night in the Woods at the moment. Let's see. One person playing who's Russian language streamer, so one other person is playing. Let me see what they're like. Are they still live, or oh, they are. Yeah, I'll mute my desktop audio for a second. Alright, well, since we're live and there's one other person playing Night in the Woods, I think we'll raid this streamer whose name is Princess Sophie TG. Let me think. Raid message. I think we can just make the raid message. I don't know, should we make the raid message Greg Rules Okay? Or, well, I would make some sort of anti-Demontower raid message, but, assuming that this is the streamer's first playthrough of Night in the Woods, which it might be, they're only at, like, the very, very beginning of part 1. Like, it seems like they just started the game because they're an hour into stream and about an hour into the gameplay. The streamer is about to do the arm poking roach percent segment of the game. So let's just do Greg Rules Okay, because that they would have come across that phrase already if they've had a conversation with Greg before. So yeah, I will do see, is there a fox emoji like on there is, right? There is. All right. So let me hear Greg Rules Okay. Whoops. with that, and then here we can add a knife as well. Knife emoji. There we go. This will be the Ray message. Greg rules okay with a fox and a knife. So I'm going to set up this raid Princess Sophie TG. Oops. Make sure I spelled that right. Yeah. Alright. So, thank you to those who watched the stream of Demontower / Night in the Woods. I'm glad we beat Demontower without much issue tonight. I didn't even get upset. I mean, I got upset, but I didn't get, like, loud. Which people probably appreciate. It's probably for the best. But from now on, the game will be pretty easy, pretty simple to play all the way through. So we're going to be racing through the game. I think it takes, is it 4 playthroughs in total? It would be 4. The later ones are going to be a lot shorter. In fact, the 4th one, I think we really only need to go through the first friendship hangout in part 2. Because the reason why there are 4 playthroughs is because you need all 3 of the animatronic heads from Greg's first hangout, and then the bee hangout in one of the playthroughs as well. So, anyway, things will get a lot simpler from here on out. I'll just be racing through Night in the Woods, breezing through most of the dialogue, but maybe reading some favorites or some favorite cutscenes. So thanks for joining and watching tonight's stream, and I'll be back probably throughout the week, depending on how things are going. I need to pack, dude. I'm leaving the country in a couple weeks. It's ridiculous. But thank you to those who've watched. And Greg rules okay. We're going to tell this streamer, Princess Sophie TG, that Greg rules okay. Alright, thank you. Good night. Greg rules okay.